In today's video, I'm going to be sharing with y'all the top 2 stocks to keep in your watch list for this week. We're also going to look at the overall market to get you guys prepared as always. Alright, y'all, let's dive into the charts right off the bat. We got the SPY futures. And immediately there is something really sus going on. All right. Last week, let's look at the NASDAQ just to make things a bit easier because I like the NASDAQ. Last week, I warned you guys about a bullish move to 20K for the NASDAQ. It looks like we got it. But the thing that is really sus to me is that this gain right here might not translate into big tech stock. I've seen it happen before. You see, like when I click on here and I move up, this is supposed to be like a 1.5% move. Like a lot of stocks are supposed to be up big, all right? But if you look on the left side right here, it says only 0.08%. And for the SPY, it says negative 0.04%. So there's some BS going on here, all right? There's some sauce underneath, and we'll just have to find out what happens and how it would impact tech stocks in the morning. The bulls are still in control of this. The bulls are still in control, all right? But one thing that I think may happen, I think we're going to have a doji of the week, which may not be super fun. And I say this because when you look at the weekly chart, let me go on the NASDAQ again. When you look at the weekly chart, this is how we're looking. And typically when we get too far away from the moving average, we get a small doji or hopefully a big drop. All right, just the big drop is better than a small doji because there's an opportunity to make big money, right, on a big move. Therefore, a big drop is good. A small doji, not so much. Like a candle like this would just irritate me. I'm sure it will irritate a lot of traders as well. Like something like that would be terrible. We don't want that. We want big candles like this, right? Or big candles like that, all right? But this one, I hope it doesn't happen. But just know that it could. Just know that it could, all right? Now, the first stock that y'all should be keeping in your watch list for tomorrow. This one is going to be for the bulls. I'm going to share one for the bulls, and I'm also going to share one for the bears. So for the bulls, the stock to keep on your watch list is NUE. All right. Now, I want to share NUE with you because of this. First and foremost, we got to look at the weekly. We're going to zoom in slowly, all right? The weekly charts, somebody may argue that the level of support is right here. Okay? And it is there, you're right. But also somebody may argue that the level of support is right here. And the fact that we kind of like dropped below it and the candle formed a big wick, this could serve as a bear trap. Okay, so I want y'all to just keep this one in your watch list. When I zoom into the daily chart, I see a bullish engulfing candle on the charts with increase in volume, which I like. There's also a gap to fill for the short term, just a gap to fill at 166. The only thing that I don't see is a structure that's telling me that we're going to go crazy tomorrow, right? So I want y'all to just be very patient with it and wait for that structure to appear. When that structure appears, it's going to be very easy to know exactly when we're going to test 166, okay? But I'm sure long-term investors who love to buy dips, who are seeing this thing, especially after a big drop from 203 all the way down to 150, this is negative 23%. Yeah, we'll be looking to dollar cost average it in because again, y'all long-term investors, right? But for us traders, we gotta pick our entries and exits really wisely. So I'm leaning bullish on it. I'm just waiting for the perfect structure to appear. That way I can make another video on it later on this week to let you guys know when this thing is ready to jump. So I'm sharing this one a little bit earlier. Warning, This one is reporting earnings on the 23rd. It's about a month and a half away. The contracts are not ridiculous right now, but as we get closer to that date, they're going to start getting inflated. So just keep that in mind. So this one's for the bulls. Now the next stock, well, we're not done yet. We're not done yet. I have more reasons. All right. So this is NVDA, is part of the steel sector. When we look at the other stocks in the same sector, like CLF, for example, this is where we got a big drop. And this one is clearly around support. Well, it's close to it. It's very, very close to it, but it's around there. And it's also on a big drop. And these contracts are much cheaper than NVDA. So just look at them and look for structure on both of them, because the upside is massive. The upside is massive, and it left some gaps that I gotta deal with eventually. Okay. Now the second stock to keep on your watch list. Let me go into the 1 minute. That stock is MU. Now I want to share MU with y'all because of one reason and one reason alone. If you look at the 5 minutes, if you look, let me get rid of this and change drawn. So if you look at the 5 minutes, there is a bearish pennant on the chart. It's right here. It's right there. And it closed kind of, it closed in a weak fashion. It broke down in the last 15 minutes of market hours. And again, because the indices are kind of sus, and despite the big jump in the indices, so the futures, I mean, despite that big jump, this one may not move. And if we see the indices starting to fade out the gates, like the first 5 minute candle is just one big red candle, watch MUE for a drop. This is a tech stock, and this is going to follow that pullback. If we look at the daily chart, it's already really, really high. All right. It's already really high. And the candles are getting really small at the top. It's like the calm before the storm, before a big storm, actually. So there's also a gap at the bottom at 135. I have my alerts on there, so you clearly see where I think it's going to go. Watch it for a drop to 137 bucks. All right. Now, a lot of y'all may see this. MU. This is a chip company, semiconductors. Does that mean that SMH is not going to go up anymore? I'm not in SMH anymore. All right. I'm not in it. And right now it's looking kind of sus. I thought about getting it back at the close, but it's looking just a little sus, just a little bit. And I will explain why. And I guess this is in updates. All right. It's an update. So I'm not in SMH yet. Could it go higher? I don't know, to be honest. But one thing that I do see on here, I see a new bullish pennant at the top, but it's looking kind of lumpy. I would have liked it if it broke out in the last 10 minutes, all right? And I would have liked it if it had more volume on it. It's looking kind of lumpy to me. All right, I've seen better than this, so don't be surprised if it ends up going nowhere and starts fading with the indices. Just don't be surprised. Set an alert right at 270 like I'm doing right now. All right, and if it rings, maybe that move to 275 that I told y'all last week could happen. Maybe. All right, but as of right now, I really don't know, because after a bullish move, after a big move, it's important to just chill out and wait and be patient. All right, you don't want to get caught in the trap because of your greed. Control that greed. Control it. Now, the next one that we're going to look at, let's do an update on Adobe. An update on Adobe. Adobe had earnings and it ended up going literally nowhere. Like, it just traded sideways. It gave a doji. Yeah, it gave a small candle, a doji like that, which is kind of annoying. Tomorrow, I have no clue where it's going to go. move your alert right at 534. If it rings, then the odds of us filling that gap next week, maybe by Tuesday or by Wednesday, are good. But it has to ring though. It has to ring. Don't force the situation. Just trade with sound. I like trading with sound. I like to wait. And these alerts that I have here serves as confirmation. All right. So just chill out and wait to see how it behaves in the first 15 minutes tomorrow. Let's do an update on AVGO. And with AVGO, congrats to anybody who made some money on it. I shared with y'all my thoughts the day of earnings that it could go up to 1,765. I was a little bit off with the top, but on this day there was an opportunity to make money on it with this bullish pennant intraday. All right, so if you got that move, let me know in the comment section below. Congratulations. That is my honest thoughts on all of these stocks. And that is the end of the video. Do not forget to annihilate the like button as always. All right, I make these videos from Sunday to Thursday at exactly 10 p.m. Eastern time. So definitely click on that subscribe button and click on the notification bell. That way you don't miss out on these videos. If you'd like to be part of a private Discord community where you can get all of this information in real time as I see them, along with the details of the contracts that I buy, and most importantly, the reason why I took the trades that I took to begin with. That way you get to learn along the way. You can find it as the first link in the description of the video below. Don't forget to follow me on social media at Paul and Guma and Patternology Lab on Instagram and on X. And lastly, to get some free stocks with Webull, you can use the third link in the description of the video below. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, this is Patternology Lab, where we trade patterns and patterns only. And I will see all of you in tomorrow night's video.